In today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to walk into a shop and purchase a motorbike here in Thailand. Then I'm going to go into a shop and actually purchase the motorbike. And then at the end of this video, I'll give you all the little technical details about insurance, taxes, registration, the Greenbook, all that stuff, how it was processed, and I'll tell you what my bike costs. So let's go. So what's going on YouTube? Greetings from my beautiful apartment here in Thailand. In today's video, I'm gonna go buy a motorbike. Should be pretty cool. I've got all the paperwork. So just so you know, if you wanna buy a motorbike in Thailand and get it registered in your name, you have to have two things. You have to have a valid visa, which hopefully if you're in Thailand, you have a valid visa. The second thing you need is a certificate of residence. So you get that from Thai immigration. There's a bunch of things you need to bring in, or you can just pay someone to do it. So for me, I'm all about outsourcing that kind of stuff, so I don't have to go sit in line in immigration. So that's what I did. I have the documents I need. Now I'm going over to a place called Mike's Motorbikes. They sell used bikes. They have a really good reputation. They have really good ratings. Expats recommend them. So that's where I'm headed now. So let's go over to Mike's and I'll show you the bike that I'm going to be getting. So if you open up Google Maps and type in Mike Motorbike, pretty easy to find. You'll see here it's in central Pattaya. Here's those reviews I was talking about. There's a ton of them. While this isn't a foolproof way to know that it's a trustworthy place, it still will give you a little bit of peace of mind. So I was happy with all these reviews. And so that's why I decided on this place, to be completely honest with you, to have the most positive reviews. All right, we got Mr. Mitch with us today. What's going on, Mitch? He's also thinking about getting a motorbike, so he figured he'd join us. So let's go in here and I'll show you the bike I'm actually interested in. It's right here in the front. It's this yellow AeroX. Kind of reminds me of Bumblebee from Transformers. This is a 2019. So it is 2 years old and it has 9,000 kilometers on it. The kilometers are not rental bike kilometers. That's a big deal for me. I don't want rental bike kilometers. So anyway, I'm gonna go and talk to these people, see about negotiating. I might look at some of these other ones. There's some other pretty ones in here too. So we'll see. Okay, well, I'm back there trying to negotiate a deal on that yellow bike. Let's check out some of these other bikes. I'll throw US prices out. So this is 53,900 baht. The reason this one's more expensive is because it has keyless start. So you just have to have the key in your pocket. I kind of like that, but I really wanted a yellow bike. So you can see this one has a key. The one I'm going to buy also has a key. But I'd love to have that keyless start. I'm constantly leaving my keys inside the bike. So you can see 2020, 7,000 miles. Here's a 2021 for 52,000 baht with only 3,000 kilometers. You know, about 50,000 baht here for one with 4,000 kilometers. Here's a little bit cheaper option. This is a Honda Click, the same bike I've been running around on, and it's around 39,000 baht. Here's another Honda Click, 28,900 baht. Let's see how many miles it's got on it. It's got 10,000 kilometers. So, I mean, not a lot. It's barely broken in. Here's a 155 Yamaha. So if you want a traditional looking bike, not a scooter, you can get this, but you have to shift it. You can see here, 60,000 baht. So very reasonable. And this is kind of a little beauty here. This is a Honda ADV 150. I think this comes in a 300 as well. These are more expensive because they're just a more professional, stronger build. It's kind of a cross between a scooter and a normal motorcycle, but it is automatic and it's got the keyless start as well. This is a great option. All right, so I purchased the yellow AeroX. I'll talk more about the full cost, license, taxes, insurance, and the cost of the bike a little bit later in the video, but I also purchased a much needed accessory. So I travel with just one backpack, and I'm going to be doing a full motorbike tour of Thailand, and I wanted to be able to carry everything I own on this bike. So you have some storage under the seat, but I needed a little bit more storage, and this carrying case will hold my entire backpack. So the carrying case, the bracket, and installation was about $150 additional. here is my new travel buddy. Actually, you know what? Let's go for a ride and find a better location to give you the details. All right, so I figured I'd take you along with me on the inaugural ride along the beach. I'll tell you why I bought this bike, and then I'll stop and I'll show you the bike a little bit better than I did before. So, oh, also, this is my first time ever doing like drive and talk. So hopefully this is gonna be a learning experience. Hopefully I can keep the camera stable and you can actually hear me. So reason number one I bought a scooter instead of a traditional motorcycle is I wanted an automatic. It's really hard to find a traditional motorcycle that's automatic. It's almost impossible. They almost all have gears to shift. And since I'm doing this, you know, driving and talking and filming type of thing, I want something where, you know, I don't have to do too many things at once. The more things you have to do, you know, the more dangerous it can be. And in Thailand, driving is already a little bit dangerous. So that is probably the biggest reason. The second is for safety. And what I mean by safety is I don't plan on taking any highways. I know a lot of people will be like, how can you take a 155 around the entire Thailand? You need a, you know, you need at least a 300 or a 500 or an 800 BMW, you know, that a touring bike. Well, I plan on being on back roads like this one right here. I don't plan on ever really getting on any kind of highway. And the safety part of that is I'll always be going relatively slow. I plan on traveling slow. And so if I do get in a motorbike wreck, it'll be at a slow speed. And my chances of, you know, not hurting myself too bad are much higher than if I was on a faster bike on the highway. You know, it's raining, I slip, you know, the bike slips and, you know, I wreck it, you know, 80 miles an hour or something. So those are the two huge reasons. Another reason is cost. Like, you can get these motorbikes for pretty cheap. I've actually got one of the more expensive ones, actually probably medium price ones. But let me stop here. This looks like a good spot, right? Look how pretty that is. I wish it wasn't cloudy and you could see how beautiful it is. This is the road that runs along where my condo is. It's pretty awesome. I'm gonna stop here and I'll get out and show you the bike. It's kind of wet here. It rained earlier. That's okay. All right, let me park this thing. So yeah, this is still a work in progress for me. This whole, like, attach the camera to my body. I don't even know, was I over the mic there? Hopefully the audio of this comes out. I've actually got this at wide angle just to make sure that I catch everything because I've never done this before. So comment down below, was that good riding footage? How was the audio? Let me know. So, all right. So this is a popular bike here in Asia, the Philippines and Thailand especially. It's called the AeroX or AeroX. In Thailand, they call it the AeroX. For me, it's AeroX. That makes more sense to me than AeroX, but you know, I call it AeroX in Thailand so they know what I'm talking about. It has a 155 liquid cool engine. It's the Yamaha engine. It's pretty indestructible. As you saw at the motorbike place, I had this little back storage area put on. I think it's locked. Oh no, there. And that is big enough to put in my backpack so I can carry everything I own with me. There's my helmet. I plan on getting a better helmet than that, to be honest with you. But that's what I'm using now. I mean, it'll kind of protect my chrome dome. And one other thing I added was this cell phone holder. I had another cell phone holder on my other bike, but it was really, really flimsy, and this one is really robust. It was a little pricey for Thailand. It was like 60 bucks installed. I know that doesn't sound like much to someone from the US, but that's a pricey item in Thailand, $60. And it has a USB port here too, so I can keep my phone charged. So the installation, you know, the electrical stuff, and the cost of the phone carrier was about 60 US dollars. So, but I wanted a really good one. So what did this bike cost? So altogether, the sticker price, 1 year registration, 1 year insurance, and the taxes on the purchase altogether was 48,300 baht, which right now is a little bit over $1,400. So this is about a medium priced bike. I think you saw the Honda ADV in there. The used one was about 80,000 baht. So, you know, more like $2,000. And you also saw the Honda Clicks in there, which you can get anywhere from 20,000 baht to, you know, 35,000 baht. So that's about $600 to, you know, $800-900. So these are really affordable. Obviously, they get great gas mileage. So that was a big factor for me too. So why did I get the yellow? There are a bunch of different other colors. And it wasn't because it was the cheapest, although it was the cheapest. It was the cheapest because it's a 2019, but it only has 9,000 miles on it, so it's not even broken in yet. The other, I think the 2020 green one that I considered had 8,000 miles on it. So the only thing I wish this thing had is the auto start, because I leave my keys in there all the time, all the time. And luckily, people don't steal things here in Thailand, or I would have already had a bike stolen. But if you leave the keys in and it's on, you will burn out the battery pretty quickly. They don't have the biggest batteries on them. So, but the reason I chose the yellow is this bike is going to become a character on this YouTube channel with me on my journey around Thailand. In the next, you know, month and a half, I'm going to do some trial trips with this. But once my lease expires in my apartment, I'm hitting the road. I'm traveling all over Thailand and hopefully into other countries too, like Cambodia and Laos, maybe even Vietnam. But the color yellow, I mentioned it kind of reminds me of a character, or it's going to be a character. So it reminds me of my favorite childhood cartoon character, which was Bumblebee from the Transformers. You know, I was a little kid when Transformers came out. You know, I was like 7 or 8 years old watching it, and my favorite character, of course, was Bumblebee. I liked the VW Bugs, and that's what he was back then. I know in the new movies he's like a Mustang or a Charger or something, but I remember him as, you know, Bumblebee the Bug, and this just reminded me of Bumblebee. So in the future, I'm going to try to get an Autobots logo for right here. You know, Bumblebee this thing out. Maybe we'll get some more graphics, some Bumblebee type graphics along the, you know, on the bike. Maybe we'll make this more like a Stinger, get some graphics. You can get like graphic stuff done here in Thailand really cheap, so maybe we'll try to make this like some sort of Stinger. We'll get this to match a little bit. We'll put some yellow on this. But yeah, so that is the latest addition to, you know, to the team. Oh, one last thing I want to do. I want to do a little recap of the buying process. So you need two things to walk into a place and buy. So you need your a current visa. So that's just your little stamp in there that says you're good for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 1 year, whatever it is. So you need your current Thailand visa. And you need your residence certificate. And in the beginning, I put a whole list of things. I'll throw it up here again. But you need to go to immigration to get that. But once you have that stuff, you walk in, you can buy with those two things. And then if you buy at a dealership, they'll handle the taxes, license, and insurance for you. And that came in right away. I've already got my registration and my insurance card. You get this thing called a Greenbook when you buy, which basically is transfer of ownership. So this was owned by one other person, so their name will be in the Greenbook, and then my name will be in the Greenbook once they transfer ownership officially over to me. And that takes about a month. That's another reason I had to rent a place long-term here, because I knew I was gonna have to wait around for the Greenbook. Mike from Mike's Motorbike is the one that handles all that. He'll call me when the Greenbook's ready, like he called me when the registration and the insurance card was ready. So you can, I mean, it's all in one process if you buy from a dealer, whether it's used or new. If you buy from an individual, then you have to go to the Thai, you know, DMV and get all the paperwork done for your vehicle. You got to go out and get insurance. You got to, you know, get it registered at the DMV. You've got to get your Greenbook, all that stuff taken care of. So there's a bunch more steps if you buy from a private seller. Nothing wrong with that, but if you go to a dealer, it's actually much easier. So Anyway, that's Bumblebee. Tell me what you think. I kind of took a cue from Paddy Doyle. If you haven't watched him, his motorbike is called Dreamy. It's an older bike, much more nostalgic, much more of a character than this one. But I kind of took a cue from him. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna name it, and hopefully the motorbike becomes a character in my story, on my YouTube channel. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you wanna see more travel adventures pretty soon on this motorbike, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you next video.
Not gonna wait till the morning, because something's gonna change my mind. I don't wanna change my mind. Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year.